Lumar is a planet unlike any other in the Cosmere. It's located in an unknown star system, has colorful but incredibly dangerous spore oceans, 12 moons, and is home to both a scholarly dragon and a wicked sorceress. In this video, we'll explore the wonders and perils of Lumar and delve into the secrets that make it one of the most unique planets in the Cosmere. Moons and spore oceans. Lumar has been described as a backwater of the Cosmere. It's surrounded by 12 moons, each home to one of the 12 Aethers, which are ancient invested entities that produce colorful spores. These spores fall to Lumar's surface in massive, unending lunagries, creating oceans of sand-like Aether spores. The seas are roughly the same size and pentagonal in shape, with each bordering 5 others. They're also quite shallow, measuring only a few hundred yards at their deepest. The surface of each sea is uneven, with a high point at the lunagree and the low point at the borders, but the seas are so massive that the decline is virtually imperceptible unless you're very close to the peak. Thermal vents on the seafloor release copious amounts of air bubbles that cause the spores to fluidize, resulting in the oceans behaving like a liquid. The locals call this phenomenon the seethe, and it regularly pauses for unpredictable durations, called stillings, during which all ships traveling across the ocean become spore-locked until the seethe resumes. During stillings, the sea solidifies enough to walk on, but this must be done with extreme caution due to the nature of spores. Of the 12 seas on Lumar, only 5 have been explicitly named. The Emerald Sea, made of green verdant spores, the Crimson Sea, made of red crimson spores, the Midnight Sea, made of black midnight spores, the Sapphire Sea, made of blue zephyr spores, and the Rose Sea, made of pink rosite spores. In Tress of the Emerald Sea, there's also mention of sunlight spores, so it could be assumed that a sunlight sea likely exists as well. Aethers and Spore Eaters. Aether spores on Lumar are a significant danger to all living creatures on the planet due to their high sensitivity to water and any other liquids containing it, such as sweat or blood. Even slight contact will cause a spore to rapidly change into its associated element. Something as simple as inhaling a single spore could trigger an explosion of growing vines, massive spikes, or bursts of air in a person's body, usually killing them instantly. Despite this, the people of Lumar have found a way to protect themselves by using silver and salt, which can both kill the spores. The primary Aethers on Lumar's moons exhibit some degree of sentience. They are described as insatiable, aggressive, and fecund, and they require water to thrive. Occasionally, a human on the planet's surface will become infected by one of these more conscious Aether. These infected individuals are known as Spore Eaters. The cause of infection remains unclear, with theories ranging from surviving a fall into one of the seas to consuming a special spore. No matter the true cause, the Aether establishes a parasitic relationship with the Spore Eater, compelling the host to consume increasing amounts of water, which is then used to nourish the primary Aether on the moon. This process is not well understood. In return, the Aether protects the Spore Eater from harm, making Spore Eaters almost impossible to kill as long as their Aether receives enough water. Over time, however, the Aether demands more and more water, eventually consuming its host when this quota isn't met. The affliction is known to be excruciating and almost always fatal, with most Spore Eaters surviving for only a few years before being consumed. Only the dragon Xisis has been known to be able to heal this infection. Rainfall. Lumar's water cycle is not well understood, but it does exist. Clouds appear as narrow ribbons that move swiftly across the sky, resulting in rain curtains, called rain lines. The rain energizes the Aether spores, causing them to create massive displays of their elements. This can be hazardous to any living creatures in its path. Fortunately, these squalls are predictable in most oceans, with rain lines following the same path consistently. Lumarans have created rain maps that can accurately forecast these patterns for centuries. The Crimson Sea, however, is an exception, with unpredictable squalls and rainfall that follows random paths. This makes it incredibly dangerous, especially for spore-locked ships. As a result, this ocean remains largely unexplored and uninhabited, with few vessels surviving the journey. Land and fauna. Although Lumar is a planet mostly covered by spore oceans, there are numerous islands inhabited by humans. These islands vary from barren rocks to those with enough soil to grow crops. Not much is known about the planet's flora, except that unspecified flowers and trees can be found. The largest known land features are several mountain ranges bordering the Crimson and Midnight Seas. These are considered impassable for ships, making it necessary to cross through the dangerous Crimson Sea if you want to reach the Midnight Sea. Humans are the only known intelligent beings on Lumar besides a few off-worlders, with no sea life or coral present due to the ocean's deadly nature. Despite that, fish can be found in lakes on some of the islands. Rats, cats, pigeons, butterflies, and seagulls are also common. History. The origins of human settlement on Lumar and the presence of Aether spores on the planet are shrouded in mystery. It's known that the Iriali, a people with metallic gold-blonde hair and skin, once lived on the planet before they mysteriously vanished one day, leaving behind all their possessions. Around the same time, the people of Lumar became aware of Xisis, a scholarly dragon living under the Crimson Sea conducting research on the complex ecosystems, although it's unclear when Xisis first arrived on the planet. As time passed, Lumar became more well known across the Cosmere, attracting rare visitors from other worlds. Roughly 3 centuries after the disappearance of the Iriali people, stories about wizards from outer space began to circulate among sailors, and common folk started trading with these mysterious beings, leading to the spread of invested technology. Later on, an Elantrian named Rena landed her ship on an island in the Midnight Sea, where she took control of the midnight essence prevalent there. She established herself as the sorceress, feared by locals for her awakened guards and the curses she inflicted on those who crossed her. The sorceress also imposed tariffs on trade passing through the Midnight Sea, which eventually led to a conflict with the king of the nearby Emerald Sea. Nations. Lumar, being a planet of islands, has no solid borders between states, and each island declares its allegiance by flying the flag of the local ruler. Each sea seems to act as its own state. The sorceress controls the entirety of the Midnight Sea, while the Crimson Sea remains uninhabited due to the danger caused by the random rain lines. The Emerald Sea is the one we know the most about. It's ruled by a feudal system, with dukes reigning over individual islands, answering to a king who controls all ships that sail between the islands. The king's authority is enforced by various groups, including the Standing Army, marshals, tax collectors, and inspectors. There's also possibly a team of assassins, known as the King's Masks, although the validity of their existence is unclear. Pirates play a significant role in the economy and exist in a quasi-legal state. Known settlements in the Emerald Sea include Kingsport, Shimmer Bay, Diggins Point, and Philostrate City. The Sapphire Sea is known for the Zephyr Islands, known for their pottery, and the islands of Lobu, whose people are a society of hunters who take great pride in the prey they catch. The Rose Sea is also inhabited, but little is known about its government. Culture and society. Lumar's human society is not industrialized, but they do possess specific technologies that help them survive the harsh oceans of the planet. Ships utilize the sea for transportation, enabling well-developed trade between islands. Silver is prevalent, and ships are equipped with it on their decks and railings to help fend off the spores that make it on board. Salt mining is an essential industry due to salt being a secondary means of dealing with the spores. People are known to wear salted masks and drink their beverages well salted as ways to protect themselves. To grow food in areas unsuitable for farming, compost vats are utilized, and soil is even transported between islands. Lumarans have even attempted to fly to the moons, although their success is uncertain. Lumar's predominant religion is lunar worship, which is spread by groups of priests organized into moon schools. These traveling preachers visit different islands to teach people about their moon's philosophy on life and gods. Little else is known about these moon worship practices. Ships are an essential part of life on Lumar, with crew sizes ranging from 30 to 60 individuals. A culture of gender equality has developed among sailors, as few are willing to brave the spores that plague the seas. Piracy is a widely accepted practice on the planet, and pirate ships use water-filled cannonballs to activate the spores near target merchant ships, trapping them. Captured ships pay an agreed-upon ransom price, and both parties often part ways somewhat amicably. Pirates provide a valuable service by redistributing wealth from the wealthy to lower-class merchants. Dead runners, a second type of pirate, kill those they steal from and are shunned by other pirate crews. Once a pirate crew becomes known dead runners, they face death rather than imprisonment in the event of capture by the government. Spore Use. Despite being a pre-industrial society, the people of Lumar have found many innovative ways to utilize spores from the 12 Seas in their daily life. Those who work with spores and develop machines using them are known as sprouters. One of the more prevalent uses of spores is in firearms. Instead of gunpowder, zephyr spores are used, where small sacks of spores are packed into the gun barrel, and the fuse is wetted to activate the zephyr, creating an explosion of air that launches the projectiles. Larger guns use cannonballs that release an explosive charge of water and shrapnel. This is accomplished by a combination of verdant, rosite, and zephyr spores. Spores also have peaceful applications. For instance, rosite spores are grown into crystals that are used as a temporary patch for damaged ship hulls. Sunlight spores serve as cooking fuel, and verdant vines can be eaten as emergency food. So that's Lumar, one of the most dangerous and fascinating planets in the Cosmere. In future videos, we'll be exploring more of Lumar and other planets throughout the Cosmere, doing character deep dives and discussing theories and Easter eggs. So whether you're a longtime fan of the Cosmere or brand new to this incredible universe, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey of exploring the Cosmere.